Deku's head and spit it into the garbage. That's what just happened. I didn't expect him to fall apart.
So hey, if you noticed our Twitter, I put out a little technical difficulties glitch video because Thurman had no audio during the first 13 minutes of this video. And Red's over here booping himself in an axe. It might have been used in another skit, so stay tuned for that.
Hope there's no COVID on this axe. We got it from a Halloween store.
There might be, who knows.
Run my face all over it.
R.I.P. Red, and he rest in peace.
No, just keep standing. It doesn't hurt. Trust me. Just let me fucking give you retribution. David doesn't know how to film. This is why I film everything. You want to know why I'm so fucking exhausted all the time? It's because I have to do everything on this damn channel.
Oh, fuck you.
Anyway. You literally, with two of your hands, little noodle hands, cannot wrench this from it. Do it.
Anyway, bullshit aside. Oh, I just want to intro the first 13 minutes of this because it was too good of a video to actually scrap. So, during the first little bit here, we're talking about...
Did you clarify? Yeah, first 13 minutes, Thurman had no audio. So, but it's an hour and 4-minute video. So, yeah, we're still going to put it up where he's just going to give you context.
So, like, the first 13 minutes, we're talking about the Mirko fiasco, where people were saying that the voice actress wasn't black enough, how toxic the My Hero community was starting there, how Ninja helped bring Demon Slayer into the mainstream and created the cesspool of bullshit that came from that, where... No, Cone.
Just talk. I'm providing visual entertainment while you fucking talk.
So, poor boy. Anyway, so we were talking about that, and then we also definitely started laying into a lot of these other fandoms that started this
Trans Cone! Listen, I killed the straight one first, so it's okay.
Anyway.
Sorry, the cis one. Continue.
Yeah, cis, you fucking heathen. Anyway, like... We start talking about all these wonderful, wonderful fandoms that started blowing up and how they fucking formed this toxic cesspool because they create their own echo chamber on Twitter and other social media apps. Because that is literally how these people function anymore. You see follow for follows, like, I'm looking for mutuals that read these series, and then they start sniffing their own asshole and nothing but their own assholes.
That's everything, man. Like, that's why the country's about to fall apart, is because everyone only believes in their own thing.
And we touch base on that later in the video, but anyway, as you are, we want to keep this intro pretty short, so with that context in mind, anything that comes up in this video now, you can have that context.
You covered Ninja?
We covered Ninja, covered the Mirko fiasco, and the fact that, like, Steel Ram's tweet sparked this reignite.
Oh, yeah, the My Hero Academia versus One Piece art,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But he wasn't the first one that actually brought this up. There's been a lot of comments starting with that Mirko fiasco, like, you should touch base on how toxic this fandom's getting. And me not being a big My Hero guy, and then the guys falling out of it, you know, for review purposes, which is also touch base in this video. We're like, eh. But yeah, having dealt with that, we wanted to bring fucking context to all this bullshit. And also the fact that why, at this point, like, why are we still doing this? So yeah, peace.
Hold on a second. This is the mood that I'm in right now.
Video Inception, recycle content.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
Yeah. He has to edit this, so this is funny for me.
They, got the ability, people like it, a lot of people got into it, it's easy to access now, because you have to remember, a lot of the things that are popular now are because it's easy access. Anime is becoming more and more popular as a medium. It's more easy to access, to find anime than back then. Back then you had to go on fucking YouTube and pray the new episode was there. But now we have all these manga sites, all these anime sites. You see people upload AMVs, there are even fucking like places like Netflix, Hulu are making their own animes now. Like it's here as a medium. So when and don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily complaining about it. I'm happy that Demon Slayer, My Hero, Attack on Titan are getting this love that they deserve, right? Like, I'm happy that these fans are happy that, My Hero is in, like, the top 3, and I'm really specifically happy for the mangaka for making such great stories that touch so many people's hearts, and now they probably won't have to starve anymore. Like, they're clearly, they're fucking out there Jeff Bezos throwing their fucking yen in the air because they're making so much money out of these, off this manga. Now that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I'm trying to say, like, they're not gonna have to worry about their bills or food for a minute, right? So I'm happy that these people can live off of their hard-earned work because being a mangaka is not easy. So I'm happy for that. But it's just the fans that take it a little bit too far and think that, oh, sales are just like the end-all be-all. Like, if your series is not in like the top 10 of best sales, your series is trash. Like, no, that's not how that works. There are literally fan bases for every single series. Like, we can literally have a discussion about how like, David, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of series that you think are underrated, like Ancient Mage's Bride and like Code Geass. Like, they're pretty.
Well, I wouldn't count Code Geass because it blew up and it continues to blow up more and more every time they do any insert for a fucking franchise like that.
Yeah.
Like, even fucking Shadowverse, man. Like,
so, but you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
you can definitely say, like, if someone told you, like, yo, David, Code Geass or My Hero or like Attack on Titan, you most likely say like Code Geass is better every single way, you know, because like you're saying like, oh, it's underrated compared to like those series, right? But like you obviously pick like your more like non-well-known series over like your well-known series any day, and there's always gonna be people like that. Just because a series isn't as best-selling as like One Piece doesn't mean it's like as shitty as One Piece or like worse than One Piece. It's just like, you know, that series is in, you know, it's all about the magazine you're in and all about, you know, who you know and shit like that. So,
yeah, absolutely. Just a perfect example of that is when we did our little collab with Kid Otaku back in the day, and we were talking about like series we were like. I'm like, oh shit, I don't really care for that much that's mainstream. So I felt really, really out of place, you know, mentioning like Panty versus Garter. Panty and Garter Belt, fucking Fully Cooley, stuff like that. And I brought up like Ancient Mage's Bride, and it being the one thing that had like a manga and anime adaptation out of that. You know, Fully Cooley has like an omnibus, but like there's other bits and pieces of it that have been animated since that manga was out there. I'm like, yeah, I just got done watching, because I was re-binging it while I was watching Alternative back, because this was like right when the Blu-ray came out for Progressive and Alternative. Yeah, just watched it. Like, I started watching when we were doing the video that we're going to be doing next week. The first one of those out of the two that were filmed and one that was uploaded.
I was so upload the second one. That one was so good. We had so many good conversations on that video.
Yeah, my guy. And this one's going to be really wild because I'm going to be going fucking ham on a certain studio that we all love to hate. But, like, I felt so out of place because of that fact. Like, I have so many beloved series that are really, really under the radar. I mean, a couple of them have had adaptations and the rest have just been sitting there. And another thing that really brings to market here the sales is, like, you guys in these fandoms don't realize that not every fucking series gets a worldwide release.
That's true. He's right.
Like, for me, I wait a good 7 months to buy a volume of Ancient Mage's Bride from when it was released in fucking Japan. So those numbers for those volumes go up and down. So say volume 12 comes out, I think, next month, or 13 comes out next month. We're just now getting the first of the Wizard Blue spinoff that's been over there for a while now. Like, there's a huge delay in that. That's why back when Shonen Jump did the jump ahead shit that they were doing, where they would release 4 or 5 volumes a month or a year, like they did with Naruto and Bleach, where they were doing the catch-up, so it was on par with Japan, because we were so fucking far behind. You would see those numbers be really super high all at once, and then now that we're slowing back down with manga over here, especially in a fucking pandemic, we're seeing those numbers falter a bit, and that makes series look like they're trash from a sales comparison, but that doesn't mean your toxic asses need to be like, well, Dr. Stone's dead, or, well, Jujutsu Kaisen's dead, or, well, Black Clover's dead because volume sales are sinking. They're not. We're just behind. Half the fucking world is behind. It's still hard to get shit in from port. It's still hard to I'm still waiting on a goddamn package that I ordered from fucking Japan for a part of a cosplay. Fucking before this pandemic started.
And it's funny to me that, like, these people are, like, trying to it's just annoying, bro. Like just because your series is selling better than others doesn't mean your series is necessarily better. Like I don't understand where that came from. Like where did you get the notion that just because One Piece is one of the best selling manga in the world that there's no manga that can compare to it? Like One Piece has, and even Oda missed this. Like even like Oda has literally said that Kishimoto is his competition. Like you know how we feel about Naruto on this channel. We're not that big of fans of it, but shit, like he considers it a competition. Like one of the GOATs considered it a competition. Like you don't understand that you can like a series better than another series. That's fine, you know. Like that's not really an issue. But don't be like, oh, because my series is selling better than yours, it's better. And that's what the Jujutsu Kaisen fans are doing, essentially. Like it's just like, oh, it's becoming one becomer, selling more than Black Clover, and it's just like even prying away from like the sales, like transitioning from like the sales talk, right? Like I see these people on not even just the Jujutsu Kaisen, the Jujutsu Kaisen fans. I'm actually really hoping we get an English translation of that name, by the way, because that's just a mouthful. I'm gonna be real.
Oh yeah.
But it's just because I don't want to. Because I love this series, right? This series, because when I don't know if you know, David. I think you're gonna be on there too. But in November, me, Red, and David, if David's gonna join, we're gonna sit down, have like a good 2 to 3 hour talk about our favorite manga series, and then we're gonna make a video about it because Jujutsu Kaisen is literally becoming one of my favorites. Like I don't know where it's gonna be compared to the other series, top 10, top 5, top 20, who knows? But it's definitely gonna be up there because I'm really enjoying it. Great fight, great characters, great writing, everything. But it's just like it's the fans making it. I can already see it because it's just the fans are specifically on like posts that are bashing Black Clover. It's always these like toxic Jujutsu Kaisen fans who are just want to compare it to want to say like, oh well, Jujutsu Kaisen is better than this, and Jujutsu Kaisen is better than this. Like, dude, you guys we don't even have an anime yet. Like, get out of our fandom. Like, where did you guys where are these toxic people intruding from? Like go back to like Naruto, please. Like, I know
Go back to Naruto.
Like facts, like see the guy I was talking about, right? I literally made a post saying, "Oh, I don't think Magi is better than Black Clover. I don't think Black Clover is better than Magi. 50-50." This dude with a Jujutsu Kaisen post talking about, "What are you talking about? Magi is way better than Black Clover. Don't even compare. Don't disrespect Magi." Like, I told this nigga, first of all, take the Jujutsu Kaisen profile picture off your shit. We don't need you fucking toxic ass bitches in our fandom because you're gonna make it worse. And that's the shit that's gonna piss me off. So these Jujutsu Kaisen fans are gonna get an anime. And then there's going to be Demon Slayer 2.0, where they think just because the anime is super good, it's better than every single fucking anime out there. And that's just going to be annoying. So I really hope that the Jujutsu Kaisen fans really get it together in that regard. Because the series is really great, but I really don't want to see it tainted. I'm starting to see it, so I'm mentioning it now. So I'm hoping that we don't have to worry about it in the future because I swear to God, bro, like it's one of my favorite series. Like I'm not gonna let a fandom ruin a series for me, but it's definitely gonna make me look at a series differently. And I already look at My Hero and Demon Slayer differently because it's fans. Like I ain't gonna stop loving it. I will literally still say Demon Slayer is good. Not as hype as the fans made it, but still good. I'll still recommend it to anybody. But I don't look at the same because of the fan base, how shitty it is. And I hope I won't have to do that shit with Jujutsu Kaisen because the series is really good. I want to get people into it, but it's going to be hard to get people into a new series if they find out, oh shit, the fan base is toxic. Because there are people like that. Oh, yeah. There are people that don't want to get into any sort of series or game or whatever because of shit. The fan
with Undertale, for example. Like
yeah. That was a big. That's a good use of example. Bro moment there.
Yeah, like Undertale became a cesspool like right after it blew up for streamers. I'm like, I was gonna play this because it has the elements of like Earthbound. It has that parallel, and I loved Earthbound. But like, I started looking at like fucking clips of it on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm like, I like, the combat mechanic, the mercy, the fight, but the fandom, Jesus Christ. And like you see that with My Hero, like when we started getting this video recommended, when the fucking voice actress for Mirko was told she didn't sound black enough.
That's so fucking stupid.
Like, how is a a black woman not gonna sound black enough for you.
It's so dumb. It's just people like that are just so fucking stupid. So moving on from the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom, since David brought that up, My Hero fandom. Oh my god. So backpacking off that shit, people are so fucking stupid. I've almost I haven't seen a fandom this entitled since Dragon Ball. Like holy shit. Like I've seen some entitled fandoms over the years, right? We've seen them, but this one literally almost takes the cake in regards to it. Like these people are so like, not to mention the fact that these people are like so ungrateful and so irritating. Like what pisses me off, like about the whole My Hero fandom is like when Luke, not Luke. I think it was Steel Ram. I think tagged us in like the One Piece fans being toxic in that fan art, right? That's very bad and well, but honestly, I'm gonna be real. I don't feel bad for the My Hero fandom. Like, I don't feel bad for them. Like, I feel bad for the artists being harassed because of a crossover of two of her favorite series, but the My Hero as a fandom, I don't feel bad for them because they're pieces of shit. Like, literally, I forget. Like, he made the caption like, like My Hero is the most toxic fandom ever. I'm just like, yeah, it is. It's one of the worst. Because I mean, last time I checked, didn't like a fucking year ago, people were burning their manga volumes just because Hirokoshi named his character after a World War II project, I believe. That was apparently so offensive over a name. A name that what I've gathered is actually a common name in Japan anyway.
Yeah, and there's been the burning of manga volumes for a while now, and you see it mostly in series where authors are disgraced. You've even seen it where fandoms, I'm going to use Bleach for an example here, was sending death threats to Kubo for bringing a character back, or you were seeing fucking death threats because a ship didn't sail in Tokyo Ghoul.
I remember that shit. That's so fucking stupid.
I'm like, okay, you entitled fucks need to take it down like 99 pegs or go off the fucking bridge. I'm so sick of the immediate go-to death threat mentality in fandoms. It is the most toxic bullshit on the fucking planet. And no artist, no fucking mangaka, no goddamn writer, no filmmaker, no actor, actress, scriptwriter, producer deserves that kind of shit from you entitled cunts.
Facts. And what's crazy to me is that these people are like so... They're so... How can you be so entitled, right? Like, these are people who've made series for you, like, who are doing what they love, right? Doing... writing manga, you know, it's not easy being a writer, okay? I couldn't imagine being a writer, having to think of a new plot point, new storyline, new characters every single fucking week.
I was going to say, mind you, week to fucking week.
Yeah, like, it's hard to do that shit. Like, if you think you can do that shit easily, you're fucking wrong.
No, Thurman. I challenge every entitled cunt that's coming to the comments of this video to do it. Fucking do it! Write your own goddamn series. If you're so fucking entitled that you think you can do this better than your favorite author, do it. Try and succeed. Trying to hit the virality of these series that you are shitting on the writers for. I'll read your shit on stream.
Cause it's so funny to me how these people are just so, like, how can you possibly, like, just possibly think that you, like, death threats, right? Like, what I don't understand about specifically these people who are like so entitled because of the fact that a series didn't go their way. Like, why do you feel like you're not the writer? Like, you're a fan. Like, Red has said something that I think pretty personified is that no writer should listen to their fans when it comes to writing because the fans don't know what they want. Fans want to see this, want to see this, and want to see this. Like,
and the second they do it, they don't do it well enough for them.
Oh, facts. And when it comes to the My Hero fandom, it's just like these people don't even, they want to complain about everything. Like, one of the reasons why I was like meh when Steel Ram made that post made the mocking post and My Hero was the most toxic fandom. I was like, they still are. They're one of the top because they've done this. They've literally harassed Hirokoshi for almost everything in the book. They harassed Hirokoshi for Momo showing skin. I think they harassed Hirokoshi for what? For Deku having more power. They harassed Hirokoshi for a name. They harassed Hirokoshi for not being on time for drawing wrong, didn't finishing up the manuscript. Like, they get on this man for almost everything, right? Like, they got mad on him for a fucking tickle scene in the anime that was already in the manga for a whole year. Like, they get mad at the dumbest shit. Like, these are people who get mad at the dumbest shit for no reason. Guess what? Black Clover fans don't do that.
No, they just bitch about a reveal for a character, and that's about it.
Yeah, hell, like, we have Black Clover has its civil wars, right? Like, we have our issues, okay, but we haven't harassed Tabata over some dumb shit, to my knowledge. Let me know if I'm wrong. The most I know, the fandom, the shitty part, because I'll roast Black Clover fandom too, because there's some shitty shit in that too. I'll do that next, just so people think I'm biased, okay? But we're focused on My Hero right now, right? So yeah, I haven't seen people fucking send Oda death threats because Nami's naked. Okay, like, who cares? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, he's gotten some hot takes because of how he draws women, and he's just like, yeah, I draw women how I like them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he draws women how, how can you get mad? Like, that's what I'm saying. Why are you trying to police someone's art? I don't understand that. That's the one thing that pisses me off about Twitter. Why do you feel the need? Why are you so entitled? You feel the need to police someone's art. I don't like how this man is drawn. I don't like how this woman's drawn. No, you do not get to decide how a woman or man gets to be drawn in someone else's eyes. If someone wants to draw a fucking woman in a stick figure, they can do that. If someone wants to draw...
they kind of does.
If someone wants to fucking draw a man tall as shit with big ass fucking hands and a 10-inch dick, let them. Who gives a fuck? It's a piece of paper. It does not matter. You can not get to decide what person can and cannot draw or how they draw. I swear to God, I am a big believer in don't disrespecting someone's art. But I swear to God, I will be a hypocrite. I will be a toxic motherfucker. I will be an asshole if I find out you're the type of person who will diss someone else's art and you police them and say, actually, that's not how you draw boobs. That's actually not how you draw a male. You draw them this way. I swear to God, I will diss you and roast your art every single chance I get because you're a piece of shit and you deserve it.
So, Thurman, there's been this account that's went viral just talking about policing art. That Z person, have you seen it? Where, like, they draw fucking women and men and, like, all sorts of different fucking shit. It's like Z is anti-fat phobia or some shit. Where they...
I think so. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, they got hacked recently, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter. And it's the most beautiful fucking thing that they got hacked. Because all they do is just shit on fucking how artists draw it. They started blowing up around the time Uzaki-chan got really, really viral.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I started seeing it. I'm like, oh god, this is the shittiest take I've ever fucking seen. To where they're drawing, like, every character super, super heavy, to where they're just drawing them, like, this is how this character should look in my eyes. I'm like, okay, if you want to draw characters your way, do it. But don't do it under the principles of correcting art.
Oh yeah, that's so fucking stupid. Like, you're not, bro, you know how fucking stupid, how fucking a piece of shit you must be to be like, oh, I fixed the art. Like, what the fuck?
That was how it started. Like, I fixed it.
No, you did it. And the funny thing is, most of these people who say they fixed it, literally didn't fix anything. They made it worse, if anything. Like, their art, they think, like, I hate people who think their art is so good that they think that their version of the original art is better. Like, no, motherfucker, your art is awful. You think it's good because it doesn't fit your fucking agenda. Like, oh, you draw Azuki-chan the way you like. If you want to redraw a character, fine, but I don't think you fixed it. You didn't fix shit. Like,
you created something in your own image there. Congratulations, you didn't fix shit. You're 100% right there, Thurman.
Like, it's funny. I'm like, oh, so when you fix it, so when you say you fixed it, then how come that mangaka or that person who you say you fixed their art is getting paid millions of dollars every year because their art is being loved by millions?
That ratio there is a little bit debatable.
Hey, I'm being extra because I fucking hate these people. Okay, so back to my shitty metaphor here. Like, so you fix their art, even though, like I said, they're getting paid millions of dollars every year to draw all this shit, and people love their art every year, and they get awards for it and shit. While you're on fucking Twitter, going day to day, asking people for commissions for your shitty art. Like, what? If you fixed it, why don't you go out there, make your own manga, make your own comic book, make your own character, and see how well you do?
Yeah,
I guarantee you, Twitter is harsh, but not harsh enough. Like, go out there in the real world, go out there and enter like art competitions. I guarantee you, your art will get eaten alive by some of these fucking judges. Okay, so don't go on fucking Twitter and thinking that you're some wholesome. Like, people are gonna call you a hero. Thank you. Like, people are gonna fucking thank you for fixing art that no one asked you to fix.
Yeah, see, and I'm going to be 100% real. If this Z person was to go out there and make it fat pride fucking manga, more power to them. I honestly, that's an underappreciated fucking genre in manga where you got the chubby fucking girls in there. Cool, go out there and create that instead of being a toxic piece of shit and being, oh, here's Uzaki-chan where she weighs 400 pounds, you know. Here's fucking Nessa from Pokemon. I don't get that mentality. I've never got that mentality of fixing art and telling people how to fucking do their own series. I've never understood that. Other than just the person's mentality of be like, I want everything my way. And I'm not going to stop until I get my fucking way. It's like talking to a fucking 2-year-old in the toy aisle.
Oh my god, it's so annoying too. Like, why do you think like you're so like it's like you're not special? Like, there are many other people who have better art than you, who are humble about their art. Like, one thing I like about Utena, she's very humble about her art. She's a damn good artist, and I don't see her on Twitter going like, "Oh yeah, I fixed it." Like, bro, she's out there, she's doing what she loves. She likes to draw. Like, I see a bunch, they like to draw. If she wants to recreate Uzaki-chan, she can do that. Like, oh, I like Uzaki-chan's design, so I'm going to do this. Or, I'm not that big of a fan, so I'm going to do my own touch on it.
I remember when she made a goddamn camera with legs as a shitpost in her fucking server. And we're just in there laughing the fuck to all hell about it while she's fucking doing it while we're in a fucking voice call. And I remember that day that was a meme in her server because everybody enjoyed it. She didn't go under the pretense of fucking sitting there correcting art, not going in there under the pretense of like, well, shit, I don't like this character's design, so I'm going to go out here and do this, correct their waistline. Okay, the tits are a little too big for her frame, so I'm going to slim them down. No, not thick enough in the legs. No, I need to make those hips a little bit wider. No, it's just out there enjoying their fucking art for that.
Yeah, man. It's just like, that's what pisses me off the most, dude, about these fandoms, dude. And it's just like, oh my god, these people are so annoying. Like, why do you feel the need? Like, you're not special at all. And then, like, going back to the My Hero fandom, it's just like, I don't feel bad for you guys, like, at all. Like, you guys, majority of you guys are, like, so toxic. Well, like, I swear to God, bro. Like, if you say you don't like Deku, they will literally eat you alive. Like, if you have a legitimate, like, hey, I don't know, I'm not feeling Deku or anything like that. Like, have you seen Next Taku's video, bro? Like, people are literally upset because they hate Deku. Like, I know I tagged you in that fucking tweet where he was like, yeah, Deku's not the best. He's one of the weakest shonen protagonists, blah, 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 right? They went after this man hard, bro.
Oh, yeah, like, I saw it. I'm just over here like, he's not, though.
Like, and I'm just like,
he's modern day Goku.
Like, My Hero fans are a fucking cult, dude. Like, if you say anything wrong about the series, and to be fair, I will be fair. Like, that's most series, right? But it's just at the same time, it's just like, if you like, because here's the thing, right? Here's one thing I was talking to Red about this back when I was arguing with those fuckwits when I said who were saying My Hero's carrying Jump. I'm like, there are many other series that have been getting Hero Koshiman for his money, right? And I was talking to, I believe, Kid Otaku. I think it was Kid Otaku. Kid Otaku was just like, oh, well, it's just their opinion. They can do it if they want to, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, they can have the right to their opinion, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that people can have their opinion on things, but here's the thing that people need to understand: that there are two types of opinions that people really have, specifically on the social media, right? There's the opinion that really shouldn't be argued, and an arguable opinion. So the first one, for the first example, I can go on Twitter and say, hey, I'm not that big a fan of Chainsaw Man. That's not true because I fucking love it. But I can be like, hey, I'm not that big a fan of Chainsaw Man. Like, no one can sit here and just like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck is this? That's your opinion. You're not dissing it. You're not saying, it sucks. You're just saying, hey, I'm just not big of a fan. I see why people like it. I'm just not big of a fan. So no one should argue about that shit because that's your choice. Like, there's nothing to argue there. Oh, he's just not that big of a fan of it, right? Now, if someone asks you why, why don't you like Chainsaw Man? Oh, because this, and this, then like it could go down that path. So, but let's go take it for another example, the My Hero example. If I say, hey, Black Clover is better, is the best series in Jump, and is better as the best modern manga that we ever had, then people can more than likely come on my post and say, like, what are you talking about? Like, what's your reasoning behind that? Like, why do you think this is this and this? Because that's an arguable opinion. I'm basically putting it out there saying, oh, my series is better than your series 100%. And then, like, I shouldn't get mad that I expect people to rile up about that because I'm targeting a series. Like, when these people are saying, oh, Deku is better than this, or when you say this is better than this, or this is better than this, and you're like, oh, this is better than this, or you rate this, you are literally letting people come in and argue with your opinion because that's an opinion that's not factual. It's different than being like, oh, I just like this series just because I like it, or I like this just because of this, so I'm just gonna, that's the way it is, Yep. You don't just sit here and get upset because people are on Twitter roasting you because of a shitty opinion you had. Like, no. Like, if you say this series is the best series ever, you better fucking defend that shit. You better literally prepare for war and defend that shit. If you think My Hero is the best manga in Jump, defend that shit. Because there's people who will disagree with you. At that point, there is no, oh, bro, it's just my opinion. No, that's not just your opinion. Because at that point, you're arguing that this series is the best series ever in Jump, and people disagree with that. You're not saying, it'd be different than saying, oh, My Hero is my favorite manga and Jump right now. No one can argue against that because what? They're going to tell you, they're going to try to change your mind that My Hero, there's other series that you like better than My Hero. No. If you like My Hero better than every other series, that's fine. It's just what your tastes are. But if you say My Hero is better than every other series in Jump, then people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Prove your point. If you say that, prove it.
Yeah. And that's something that Twitter doesn't seem to understand. Like, or social media in general. And, the older I've gotten, I'm sure you can agree with me, the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, why the fuck do we keep social media? From our standpoint, as a channel, it's used for marketing, shit posting, talking about this series and that series, shooting out there like, hey, what's a good video idea for you? That's social media for us, from the channel perspective. From a personal perspective, it's for memes, it's for talking to coworkers and friends and, family. But honestly, the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, why do I keep this? Because every time I get on this fucking app, I'm either in a Twitter civil war with this cunt over here and these two twat waffles over there because I mentioned the fact that I think Donald Trump is a goddamn idiot. Or I'm sitting over there arguing that, Chainsaw Man is better than fucking My Hero Academia because My Hero Academia, well, it's not on the channel anymore, right? Fucking, and I will stand by the fact that, like, the slice of life stuff was better than any of the action stuff for me. Like, Gentle Criminal was the last thing I truly enjoyed in My Hero when I was reading it. And then we got into this fucking bullshit that we're in now. I'm like, okay, cool. This is just Action 101. I don't give two fucks. And, like, even from Undead Unlocked perspective, which we haven't filmed the video, we're going to be filming that tomorrow as of recording this. Like, there's some things in that I'm not too fucking hot on. And you saw my Twitter back and forth under the channel account. Like, this is my opinion. Like, I am not feeling the last couple chapters because this feels too sudden. But yeah, that's why it sat out for 3 weeks, because I'm like, I'm hoping this gets better before we film it, and then also life happened. But yeah, that's kind of how social media gets at times, and I kind of yearn for that return to simpler times where, like, a text message or a phone call over a messenger message or a Facebook post and laugh reacting this stupid meme about the fucking 2020 bingo that is our world right now. You know? But the whole point I'm getting at is, like, your social media can really become an echo chamber of your own bullshit. And you see that in the anime community very, very much, because they're like, looking for mutuals in this fandom, and then that's the only opinion you see. That is the only opinion you see, is this series is fucking awesome. Praise this author. Praise this series. You don't go out and seek, like, any objective opinion or anything counter to your fucking point of view. You don't go out there and be like, okay, so why don't you like this series? What's your opinion on this character? And you never see, like, I just don't like Endeavor, you know? Although that's a pretty common one. Or I don't fucking like Shigaraki. He's a shitty villain, you know? You don't see that because all you do is sniff your own goddamn asshole on social media.
And what makes it worse too is just like anyone who, you know, makes that specific point, it's just like, oh, you know, like, because what I'm understanding is, it's just like, if you legitimately don't like a series, like, I've done it before. Like, I've seen people, when it comes to, like, Black Clover, One Piece. Yeah, the old pre-time skip David and pre-time skip Red. Like, I see it. Like they have, like, I try to accept people's opinions on series because, like, because I've grown up, I used to be this way, but I've grown up in the ways of, like, oh, you know, not everyone's going to like a series you like. And you have to understand that. Not a series is for everyone. So I had to kind of, not really learn it the hard way, but kind of grow up and mature in the understanding that, like, not everyone's going to like the series that I like. So when it comes to, like, one example I can give is, like, Black Clover and One Piece, these two specifically, because I feel like I'm always defending these two. Like, I see criticisms that are arguable. Like, I try not to. I want to be the person who wants to see both ends of the spectrum. Like, I want to be the person who understands both sides. But it's just like, I want to respect your opinion. Like, oh, hey, I don't like Black Clover because this, and this. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, like, but wait, the same reason you don't like One Piece and Black Clover for is, but you like it in this series when they do the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. You know? So I'm just like, I just tilt my head a little bit because I'm just like, okay, I see criticisms that I argue against, and I see people say, like, repetitiveness, or like it's like a Fairy Tail Naruto clone, or like it's too long, or shit like that. Like, just some shit.
Real. If they think One Piece is too long, don't ever show them case closed.
Yeah, like, I look at them, I'm just like, all these points you guys are making, like some of the points I've seen from Black Clover and One Piece, like, they're points that get addressed in the series, but people just don't read them. Right. Like, I've seen a lot of points bashing One Piece, and I'm just like, have you read the series? Like, because one of the things like, a big one I would say for One Piece is a lot of people, One Piece haters or One Piece criticism is like, flashbacks. Like, there's too many flashbacks. Like, flashbacks to.
Have you watched another shonen series?
Yeah, like, there's a. Like, Oda relies too much on flashbacks to develop characters. And I had to think about that for a minute, because I'm just like, maybe that's actually kind of true. I don't mind it, but I can't argue against, like, the flashback point, because I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I can't be like, oh, well, you're wrong, that's stupid. Like, because I think about it, I'm just like.
There definitely are a lot of flashbacks. I will give them that as a valid criticism there.
Yeah, because the way they put it, I've seen multiple people do this. When, like, you know, on the Twitter posts, you see, like, oh, what was your unpopular opinion or negative opinion about this? And I see that a lot, and I'm just like, I haven't talked to Red about it too because I'm curious. I'm just like, that too many flashbacks of the characters. I can't. That's fair, I guess, but like most of the arguments are just stupid. Like most of the arguments can literally be solved if you just read the series. Same way with Black Clover. Like you just read the series and you'll understand it, right? Like, but it's just they don't like they don't want to. Like they don't want to argue. They just want to feel entitled, and that's the issue.
Yeah, see, my biggest issue with me, and I've said it in video before, is like I really am not a fan of Oda's art style. Like, I get why he draws it. I get why he has that, because, you're going for the more cartoony feel. You're going for, like, all this different growing fucking universe, and fucking outfits and people to match the different fucking countries, yada, yada, yada. I just can't get past the art style, really, to read it week to week. That's why I sit there and let shit build up. And, I restarted it, because my first experience with One Piece was the goddamn 4Kids dub, which we all know the history for that.
Yeah, I think we all there.
So, I was immediately turned off to it. I don't know how the fuck I stuck with Yu-Gi-Oh! As long as I did. And I'm still watching Yu-Gi-Oh! To this day. But because that's what I got was the 4Kids dub for that as well. Finger guns and, all that good shit. No mentions of hell or... Anyway, that was my first experience with it. I tried to reread it when I was in, late high school. And I didn't like it then either. Because I was watching, the anime for that. And I'm like, something feels off about this, so I went and read the manga. And I'm like, oh, it was filler. Gotcha. Because by that point, I was more versed in anime and how it works as a media. And then I met Red, and he's like, well, get past Arlong. It was just something I never gotten past in the fucking anime, not that I got past in the fucking manga. Because I kept just dropping it. And I got past it, and I got caught up to the whole cake, and I just stopped. Because I'm like, I can't continue to read this week to week at that point, because the art style is so jarring, added to, at that time, me trying to read the entire fucking magazine. And I sat down and reevaluated my place as a fan of manga and anime. I'm like, I can't read every series. I cannot physically do that at the time, like a 26-year-old man. I can't sit there and read everything. I don't have the time with work, my life, and everything else. So what I'm going to do is, at that time, when we started the channel, was Manga Rock was our go-to. And here I am promoting piracy. Because that was a godsend for me. It's like, I can sit down, I can binge these shorter series, I can keep track of where I'm at, and then go back a couple chapters, and it was all logged right there in one glorious fucking app. Manga Rock was fucking goated, as you would say.
I missed Manga Rock, man. That shit was dope.
And mostly because I was reading a lot of Kodansha series, a lot of Seven Seas series, stuff that we don't get here quickly in the States. And that's why I will always advocate for, if you cannot legally source it, if you can, and this shoots any future Crunchyroll or Funimation or Viz partnership right in the goddamn dick. Fucking pirate it.
Yeah.
It's even gotten to the point where, the Kamen Rider actors were like, yeah, if you can't get it, fucking get it any way you can. Hoist your fucking Jolly Roger, kids. That was a blessing for me, because I'm like, okay, I stopped at this chapter. And then I just started reading other shit because of the art style. And for me now, with My Hero, it's just the direction of the series. I never really cared for it totally. I read it out of obligation for being content at the time, so I could be in the conversation. And even then, I really didn't do much for that. Other than host the recordings and be like, okay, this happened. Okay, I can do this.
That's the good old days, man.
But I could at least follow your guys' conversations being the host for all that shit. And then once I stopped being the recording dump for everything, I just quit. Because I just didn't give a shit. I hopped back into it recently. I'm like, yeah, I see why you guys are frustrated with it, because it's not what made My Hero so special.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's bad or anything. It's just, what I said was, it's not fun to review anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. It's not fun to review anymore. That's my big thing.
Yeah, and see, the Promised Neverland fandom was the first encounter I ever had with like toxicity on YouTube. When we were talking shit about Promised Neverland, the way you guys were starting to talk shit about My Hero, and it's like dealing with way back in the day, like our OG fans, as I would call them, like our OG content being, and for this kind of format was like Ruby and Promised Neverland and shit like that. Because those were two series that weren't really reviewed. They were just like, okay, this is my live reaction to it. Because Rooster Teeth is okay with that kind of content, or was back in the day. I don't know what their standpoint is for live reaction anymore, being under the Warnership. But anyway, like, it was like Kumanik and them, like, okay, we get it, you guys aren't liking the series. And when Red and I finally made the executive decision to drop it from the channel, it's a week-to-week series, they were like, thank Christ you guys won't shit on it anymore. I'm like, that's all it took? But, like, back then, like, it was heartbreaking to see people that were like, yeah, I'm so glad you're hyped for it, to, quickly turn on us because we weren't enjoying a fucking series. And then after years of being on the platform, you kind of just get numb to it, like, get wrecked, son. Like, we don't care. We just don't care if your feelings are hurt by us not sucking this franchise's dick anymore. We aren't going to sit there and just play favorites like your chibi reviews and the like, just because, it makes us money. We don't make any money off of this shit. Not a fucking single video on this channel is monetized as of recording this video. Like, and I say that because I don't know if or when any content will end up getting monetized by the fucking algorithm here, being like, oh, but you're talking about this series, copyright claim.
Yeah.
Like, the platform being the ever-changing thing that it is, like, that's one of those things that you gotta deal with. And that, the toxicity of the Promised Neverland fandom made me want to originally make this kind of a video. And then when the Miracle controversy happened, and now the fight between One Piece and My Hero fandoms, when Steel Ram tweeted that out, I'm like, okay, we got to talk about this at this point, because every franchise has its little pockets of toxicity. I'm not going to sit there and be like, I haven't been that asshole. I mean, if you go back and view our Black Clover fucking reviews from when Swan and Thurman did them and I hosted them, like, I was that dickhead.
I mean, every once in a while, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I like having fun, right? I like poking fun at certain fandoms. I used to do it back in high school, back when I was in the debating community. I used to do that shit all the time. It's just like, I still do it from time to time, but now, honestly, like, I have to be in the mood for it. It's just not fun as it used to be. Like, I don't know if I can call that maturing or anything like that, but because it's still fun to do. Like, I'm not gonna, like, if I see, like, an obvious, like, bait post for Black Clover, because I see them a lot now, and if it's actually funny, I'll laugh. I'm not gonna get upset about it. Life's too short for that shit. You know what I mean? So
it's the type of toxicity when we get down to the nitty gritty. Like, if you're poking fun at it, here's just to poke fun of it, it's just shit post. Okay, cool, fine. We are adults in this fandom. We can handle it, But the toxicity of attacking artists and fucking creators, that's the type of toxicity that we really, really despise.
Yeah.
And, like, as an anime community, and as this channel, wrapping this up because Red's gonna fucking murder me because we're hitting almost an hour. This one alone.
I'll ask too. Like, when is it? You have to remember, Big Daddy Red over there, more sexy. Post times get red. He's gonna kill us for big.
I can only imagine what the next video is gonna be like because we have so many topics we need to talk about for that one. But, like, wrapping this up with a neat little bow, like, what really drives us as a community in this channel, why we love our community personally, is because no matter what take we have, our little tight-knit community always stands behind us because we try to be honest and objective about things. And when we see shit, we call it out. When we see stuff being goated, we talk about it. Like, I pray to whatever gods you believe in that Jujutsu Kaisen's anime fucking skyrockets the fandom into the stars because it's a very, very well-written, well done series. But I also fear what that will create. And it's the same way I'm feeling right now when Chainsaw Man gets a fucking anime. Because right now it's this niche little thing. Like back when we started reviewing Promised Neverland, it was this nice niche little fucking thing. And then when the anime came out, and then when it got really popular, you know, that's the kind of things I fear whenever we see adaptations come out, you know. And My Hero, like, the thing that made me cringe the most out of My Hero, and Thurman, you were there with me when this happened. I think Red was too. When he's editing this video, he'll probably remember. It was like the fucking conga line that was harassing the fucking congoers at fucking Comic-Con. I died inside watching that.
Oh, Jesus. I remember that shit. I was like, to be fair, they were like, look like middle schoolers,
Yeah.
but that doesn't make it any less cringe.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, God. I'm just like, stop harassing the talent, first of all. You have no con etiquette. And secondly, like, my God. I was just trying to... I get that you were memeing for, like, a fucking... whatever. Cool. But when you're harassing the talent, that's, like, very against, like, con etiquette. It's very cringe to begin with. But, like, I get your age group doesn't really have that filter for cringe yet. Mm-hmm. So I can sit there and kind of respect that you're, like, young. You're not going to realize what you're doing. This might be your first trip to a con, so you want to make memories with your friends. Cool. That's what con's for. But that there was, like, the moment where I'm like, this fandom is fucking cancer. And then you're harassing voice talent on Twitter, and I'm like, I guess you suppressed yourself. And these were like motherfuckers that had birth dates in the 80s on their fucking Twitter bio. I'm like, oh my lord, stop.
All right, so my final thoughts is, and this goes to all fandoms, just like, we get it. We all get very hyped about our series. We're not going to act like we don't, right? We all get uppity about it. We all have our biases and whatnot, but excuse me. But at the end of the day, right? It's just so annoying at this point. It's just so tired. Like, we're adults now. Like, you don't have to fucking, like, everything we talked about, just think about it. Like, if you're one of these people, like, just think about it. Think about your actions when it comes to being on Twitter. You're not cool. You're not being a hero for trying to police someone's art. You're not better than someone else just because your series is selling more than their series. Like, you're not, like, this world is so big and you're just living in it. Like, you are not important at all. Like, that's the harsh reality.
You are a microscopic piece of dust on the ass flap of the world.
Like, no one, literally no one cares if My Hero is selling more than Black Clover. No one cares if One Piece is selling more than Chainsaw Man. I'm still going to like Black Clover. I'm still going to like Chainsaw Man. I'm still going to like my series, regardless if it sells. If it sells, I hope it sells well, but I don't care if it doesn't sell.
Sales are only an additive factor to if a series gets axed now. And
yes.
We need to accept that fact and move the fuck on.
As long as my series doesn't get axed, I'm good. I don't care. I don't care what series is better than the other one. Like, yeah, I might join the toxic feuds from time to time, trolling wise. I get it, but honestly, like, I don't care. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I'm not in high school anymore. I like to think I've matured a little bit when it comes to shit like this. It's no point. If you like to be a part of that, I'm not gonna ruin your fun. Do what you have to do. Just, don't be that toxic.
Yeah.
Like, don't be that guy who's just thinking like they're so cool because, like, oh, my series is better.
Well, actually, volume 17 of this series outsold this series, so it's so much more important.
Yeah, like, just stop it. But that's all I really have to say. So I think that's peace for me. Is that peace?
That's peace.
Holy shit!
God.
Adrenaline be hitting, bro. Oh my god.
What the fuck was that?
Are you washing off Decker's head?
No, I'm washing my hands because I don't know what the fuck is in that trash
You should probably wash Deku's head as well. It's in my mouth.
Yeah.
Go ahead, wash off Deku. He deserves better.
Does he?
I still love him for once he once was. Oh, well, that was good.
That was something.
Just goes to show you the high effort skits, the low effort skits. They can get the same amount of laughs.